In this video, I'm going to be talking about 3 of the biggest blocks to creativity and what you can do to unravel them. So stay tuned. My name is Adam. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get started, for anyone interested, I have a couple spots left in my one-on-one coaching program. These tend to fill up very quickly. So if you're interested in hearing about this, there's a link below pinned to a free call. We can get on Zoom and I can just explain to you a bit about how that works. It's a very, very powerful, transformative program. Okay, so creativity. This is one of my favorite topics. I've always been fascinated with creativity, love being creative, and have had a lot of difficulty consistently being creative or getting through my resistance to it. So, but without any further ado, I'm just going to get into 3 of the biggest blocks that I found in myself and that I find with other people. So the number 1 block is self-doubt and self-criticism. Okay. So what happens is we can be so filled with confusion and be so overly, hyperly critical of ourselves that we will actually block out the creative flow before it even comes in. Now, sometimes we'll let it come in and then we'll judge every little thing we do and we'll, write it off and be like, oh, that sucks. And we'll walk away and kind of quit whatever project we're working on. But literally, sometimes we will preempt any ideas even coming to you. So something that you can do when you find this happening, one is just kind of check in with yourself to identify if in fact that's what's going on. Are you hypercritical? Do you doubt your ideas? Do you think they're stupid? Do you think you're not creative? And something that you can do with this is start practicing. Just if you want to come up with an idea for something, just going with the first thing that pops into your head. This is kind of an improvisation exercise they'll have you do. Like whatever comes into your mind, no matter how stupid you think it is, either just throw it out there in your room by yourself or write it down. The other thing that you can do is if you have a lot of self-doubt is just write and write and write and write, stream of consciousness sort of writing. Again, no matter how stupid you think don't even worry about how dumb they are. Just know that in order to get the flow going, you have to almost just kind of crap out all of the stuff that isn't any good in order to find the things that are. And as you do this and just kind of allow that space for yourself, you'll get a little less judgmental and a little less doubtful. The number 2 block to creativity, this is a very important one, is resistance to negative emotions. Now, we live in a very self-development oriented society. There's a lot of crap out there about, being positive all the time, always needing to be positive, needing to be grateful. If you can be grateful, that's awesome. If you can't, forcing it isn't going to do anything. The thing with the creative process, though, is, and this is crucial, the opposite polarity of creation is destruction. So when you can see that destruction and the darkness are actually part of the creative process, you will learn to embrace the dark periods of your life and the more negative emotions and understand that in fact, that is the fuel that kind of burns and then eventually turns into creativity. Sometimes we aren't in a space or an energy where we can be creative, and you can't really force it. You have to just allow yourself to process through the negative emotions and the darkness and know that after you do that long enough, you will kind of be rebirthed anew with ideas and with the energy to create. But something that happens a lot is when we resist our negativity, when we try to clear it all or push it all away or feel guilty for it, we stifle the flow of the creative process. I personally have had a lot of difficulty with any negative emotion or anything from my past that I felt was bad. I would tend to sort of beat myself up or feel like a bad person, and I would feel ashamed of myself for whatever it was. My drug addiction, I used to steal a little bit in my drug addiction, not being there for people, being selfish, whatever during that phase of my life. And because of this, the shame would get so bad that I didn't have enough belief or confidence in myself to create, and I would just block it. So the more you can see these really, difficult periods in your life or sort of darker aspects of yourself as part of the totality of what you are and not fully identify with them, meaning like it's not you, the darkness, it's not you, the things you've done, you're the being that kind of embodies all of it. They're just experiences you had. Then you can step back from a more neutral perspective and use all of that to transform, because creativity is basically transforming like one thing into another or rearranging things. So transforming the darkness into something positive or just using it in an expressive way so that other people can empathize, which is a positive use for it. And the number 3 thing that tends to block creativity, and I'm an absolute master at this, is trying too hard. You can't force stuff. Now, going back to number 1, you can nudge yourself a little bit. You can kind of be like, I got to sit down today and write for 10 minutes. Like if you don't kind of prime the pump a little, you'll just get stuck. But you can't force things. You can't force the creative flow. You can't force ideas. If it's not there, it's not there. But a lot of times it's not there because we're trying, we're pushing. And when we push, it's like putting a dam in a river. It's like it starts to block the flow of energy. The most important thing in the creative process is being receptive. The other thing that happens when we force is we get in our heads a lot and we tend to just spin around in the monkey mind. And so much of the creative ideas come from observing your environment. It's a combination of observing your environment, the life around you, and what's going on inside, but the two are connected. It's like your reactions to the external's reactions to your internal, whatever. It's a symbiotic thing. Another thing that you can do to really increase the creative flow is start to write down ideas, because what happens is when you start to exercise the muscle of writing down ideas, even if at first you don't have a lot, your mind will just start to look for them and you'll find them and you'll start to pay attention more to what's going on around you. I've had many periods in my life where I'm like, I don't have any ideas. And I'll catch myself going throughout my day just spinning around in my head in no man's land. And if I just stop in the supermarket and I observe the people there and I observe the cashier and the self-checkout line and I listen to, an Albertsons, the stupid music that comes over the radio or the things that they shout out, when I'm paying attention with the intention of writing things down, all of a sudden things start to flow. So it's like where you place your attention, the energy goes, and the universe will send you back ideas. So also just make sure that you're very receptive and allowing and let go and stop trying to push and force everything. Observe and be open. I hope this helped. My name is Adam. Again, I have a free book list if you're interested in healing, because one of the things that blocks creativity is a lot of past trauma and wounds. There's 15 books that will help you heal. It's free. You can download it. It's in the description below. Please let me know what you thought of this video. Other than that, thank you so much. I look forward to next time, and peace.